This is NewHampshireCrossCountry.com, powered by Runners Alley. Today, we also have our state running network with us. That is powered by Runners Alley Marathon Sports and Sound Running. We are coming to you from New England. We have our boys race in front of us, and it should be a good one. Taking a look at teams first. Some of the top teams from Connecticut: Ridgefield, Danbury, and Hall. Maine is coming in with Hamden Academy. New Hampshire, Co-Brown, Souhegan. Those are their top two. Rhode Island, we're looking at Bishop Hendricken, LaSalle Academy. And then for Vermont, St. Johnbury, and Champlain Valley. All of those teams looking to be in that mix up front. You know, each state bringing in their own team here today, and it is always a fantastic race. Okay, guys, I'm not alone today. Talk to me. What do we got individually speaking? What's on the team side of things? What's looking good?
Well, let me tell you something. This is going to come down to Bishop Hendrickson and Hall. Both of them very similar programs. Bishop Hendrickson's going for their 12th New England title. Hall's going for their first. Both of them are outstanding teams. But follow behind them, you have Connecticut. Between second and fifth place in Connecticut were only 27 points. So while you have to say Ridgefield has a shot at the podium, but outside of Ridgefield, though, just a few points behind was Danbury, and then just a few points behind that was New Milford, and just a few points behind that was Xavier. Xavier came in as the top second best seed in the state open in Connecticut. They fell back to fifth. But they're hungry, folks. They are hungry. We're going to see what Xavier, those five teams from Connecticut could all do something really well. What else we have?
Now I was looking at the team history, and I was surprised to see that Hendricken, last time they won this was back in 2012, but they're always consistently among the top teams, but always bring a great team to this meet, to any meet. The thing that works in Hendricken's favor is their pack mentality. That's been something they've always been good at, and this year, just the class meet, I think there was under 40 seconds between their top seven. Between the second and the seventh runner, 19 seconds. So one guy goes down, they got somebody that can fill the gap. So I look at them as definitely being a possible favorite in this to win this.
And that's something else that Hall has too. They have a seventh runner that can move into the top five. That's so important.
We're talking about individuals. Let's take a look at our individuals. I mean, each state definitely has their own names with it. And I'm just going to run down a little bit of a list, starting with Maine. You got Collins of Hamden Academy, Jordan of Noble, Adam of Scarborough, William of Bucksport. For Vermont, we're looking at Matthew of Champlain Valley, Avery Smart, Montpelier, Porter of BFA St. Albans, Andrew from St. Johnsbury, Cyrus from U32, and Luke from Essex. New Hampshire, Aiden Cox, he's kind of been a question mark so far coming into this. He is in the race, slated to be running. Patrick Gandini, Brew Harriman of Lebanon, Patrick Gandini of Guilford, Matthew Giardina of Bishop Girton. Getting a little bit further south now, we can start talking Connecticut and Rhode Island. Who do we have from Connecticut and Rhode Island, guys?
So we have Devin Kipiego. In my opinion, he's one of the favorites along with Aiden Cox. And Devin has been on fire since last cross-country season. And he wants the course record, which is 14:56. He tried for it a couple of weeks ago, ran 15:06, but went out way too fast, 4:35 for the first mile, 2:10 at the half. So he's going to be aiming for that course record, I think, or he might stay just with Aiden.
Well, Aiden Cox, like you said, is questionable. He had a hamstring strain last week. His father/coach said he's good to go today, so we'll see what he can do. But Stephen Hergenroth of Ridgefield, he's been coming to the cross-country meet since he's 4 years old, won the Connecticut State Open. Griffin Mandarola from Suffield is right on his shoulder. Those should be the lead pack. Along with, I really like Isaac Mahler from Hall. He's just trying to figure out what's going on now. He's really learning to get some confidence with how to run with the big boys, and that's what he's doing right now. And he was third in Connecticut.
Yeah, I think if we do have a healthy Aiden Cox, it's going to be a pretty cool race up front. I think that can only help Kipiego of
absolutely,
going for that kind of record. And Aiden's run 14:32 is his fastest time this year. So if he's feeling good, he can definitely put down a quick time. And it looks like we're just moments ago. They're getting some last instructions. Overall, this course, What do we think? Is it hilly? Is it?
It's a pretty fair course. It's not easy. It's not overly difficult. There's some rolling hills once they get in the main part of the woods. But as you can see right here, it's relatively flat. So it's definitely a fair course. Again, I wouldn't say it's overly difficult, but I wouldn't say it's completely easy.
Yeah. And I tell you, I was amazed with the course conditions. I walked it this morning after a brief downpour, most of it, and it's flat, it's fast. We've got gun up. They are off. Your 2022 New England Boys Championship race. Good old sprint here. They start filing down a little bit. They're spending a lot of time on these fields before they get into the woods, and that's where, kind of the real race begins. But right now, it's that race to the front here. Guys, do we see anyone up front?
Everybody's up front right now. Look at this. All the favorites are kind of in the top 5 to 10 or so. Just trying to chill out right now, not trying to set anything crazy the first 30 seconds.
Here we go. Here come the boys here. We've got Nathan Blades of Portland, Maine, and Charlie Collins of Hamden Academy. They were 1-2 in the Class A state meet. Devin Kipiego up there as well. From St. Raphael, Aiden Cox. Tough navigation here in the early parts of the race.
I love you!
The pack is starting to get to us. Still plenty of time in the race. Nice and early, but no separation here.
And that is Devin Kipiego right there in that lead pack, right up front.
Aiden Cox in the red there that we had mentioned earlier. And you can just see how many bodies. These are the best of the best in New England right here. Harriman, oh yeah, he's having a good time. But wow. You gotta love seeing them all packed up like this. I mean, when they're this close, it's way too early to start looking teams. It's hard.
Absolutely. I mean, I saw a bunch of Hendricken guys up there, but again, way too early to start making the predictions on teams.
It's like Collins and Kipiego out front right now.
Those are the guys that are going to try to set the course record. See if we can get under 15 minutes on this course, and they're setting themselves up for it at least now. Just about the 1,000 meter, just before the 1,000 meter mark right here. And check out this pack. That Owen Martin from Xavier is up in the front. Fast guy.
Aiden Cox,
All my other fast
Bill
guys.
Brown, Troy Silvestri of Bishop Hendricken. A lot of Hendricken up front early. They're one of the team favorites.
It's Christian. Go Christian! Gotta love the excitement of the crowd right here. We're right in the mix of things. We got the State Running Network, and then the crowd, the excitement, thousands of people from all over New England.
Okay, we got our leaders coming now.
And it is Devin Kipiego, and he's actually trying to build up a pretty decent lead. Right now, it's like about 3 seconds.
Aiden Cox in second, Patrick Gandini in third. We are looking at that 1 mile in front of us.
And Hendricken's first one, Troy Silvestri, looks like he's in about 6th or 7th place.
Yeah, I think I saw Charlie Collins up there as well for Maine.
So it does look like, I know Devin was looking to break their course record. I think maybe he's going for it. I figured he might hold back.
Well, he's exactly where he needs to be at this point in the race, and it's, I think a lot of it is just going to come into what's the strategy in the woods and where are you picking up the pace, because they've all got that game plan up front of, okay, someone's going to make a move at some point, whether you're the one making it or covering it, it can mean all the difference. And I think, Kipiego probably knows this course pretty well.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, right after this, not even like a couple hundred yards after this mark, is a tester. It's a tough hill to run up. And I know Devin's just going to hammer his way up that and then maybe coast a little and save some energy for later.
All right, well, let's go ahead and figure out how they're doing in the woods.
Here we go with the leader. Not picking up a uniform here yet. They're saying Kipiego. Aiden Cox in second. Patrick Candini in third. They are ripping. He's probably got 30 meters. Then here comes the field. Bunch of Hendricken. There's Matt Giardina, Champlain Valley. Xavier, here comes Baranu, Harriman, Lebanon. I see some Co Brown in the back, but I got to get to the 2 mile. Coming up on the 2 mile right now.
About 9:40 approximately. Wow,
Kipyego way out. There's Aiden Cox in second, down about the same as he was at the junction.
About 7 seconds down approximately. This is a battle between these two great runners. Cox, NXN regional champ last year. Kipyego going for the meet record here. This is going to be blazing.
Yeah, it is. And then we got Patrick Gandini, MOC champion from last week up in New Hampshire, followed out by Baranu Harriman, just like he was.
Look at the greatest
at
state
that
boys. And there's Isaac
There's-
Mailer and
we got
Griffin
Matt-
Mandarolo there.
Matt Giardina from BG having a great race.
Stephen Hergenroth is in that second pack there. He's looking to try to get in that top 3, I bet. Now here's your first Staples guys, one of the team title guys.
Yeah.
Here's Xavier
Xavier coming in
1
a
and
couple,
2.
yeah.
They are coming with a vengeance this year. They did not run well last week. They want more. Here's Hall's number 2.
And we're looking for Cole
Xavier's
Brown
number 3.
guys.
Danbury's number 1.
There's Jonas Teeter of Portsmouth Christian.
Milford's number 1. Milford's number 2.
Here comes Cole Brown's number 2 guy, Tyler Kasich.
The orange and blue were Danbury. That was a top 3 for
Let's
Danbury.
go T-Money. I would say that Cole Brown's not having the day they were anticipating.
Hall looks like the first number 5, and here's Danbury's top
Cole
6.
Brown's Nick Hill.
Look at this. The team title has already been decided here. They've got approximately 5 more minutes of racing to go, and they've established their positions. Now, can they hold them or move up? That's what this is all
Go
about.
G-Money.
This point.
Cole Brown's 4, so they're bringing in their 5 here pretty shortly. They're out one of their guys, and that's definitely obviously not helping anything for the team title.
Just saw a pack of Staples runners coming through. They were 6 in the Connecticut State Open. We'll see what they, if they can move up a little bit. But man, these teams, they have some really tight packs. Once you saw one, you immediately saw a 2, 3, 4 right within seconds afterwards. Yep. And the good thing about this course is at the 2 mile mark, there's really nothing else to stop it. There's no big hills or anything.
You get the slight uphill, but then after that, you just flat and downhill.
Yeah, so the only thing I bother some kids is the heat. It's a little warm today.
It is definitely warm.
So
I mean, what are we looking at? It's 70, feeling like 75 maybe?
Yeah. At the Rhode Island and Connecticut State meets, a couple of the best runners had some tough times, but they're in it today, so hopefully they readjusted from what they did last week, because it was a hot day last week too.
It certainly was, yes.
But we still have a few more runners to go. Remember, some of this is going for some team pride here.
Yep. And at this point, we probably have...
We're at 12 and a half minutes
12 and a
into the
half
race.
minutes, so you're looking at another 3 minutes of racing.
Then let's get these guys going here. Each of these runners deserves some recognition for being the best of their state.
Absolutely true. We're at 13 minutes here with just over a mile to go. I mean, these guys are running some decent times, even though they're off the pack of these packs.
Yeah, I know. They're still looking like probably 19 minutes. Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
and there's the bike, so that's everyone. All right, with that,
let's move on to the next point then.
And here he comes, Devin Kipyego, St. Raphael Academy, out front, looking very fast and strong. Just signed at Iowa State this week, but Aiden Cox is coming. He's not too far back. These two are broken away from the field. Kipyego, Cox at 4K.
Kipyego looked pretty comfortable. Cox does too.
And here comes the second group here.
Yeah, neither of those two out front really look like they're working that hard.
Let's see who we got up here.
Ergenrother, Gandini, Harriman, and Mahler. He's in that chase back. And Troy Silvestri right there.
There's Silvestri at Bishop Hendricken. A lot
Giardina going
Matt
through.
Servin and Matt Giardina right there. And then here we got Nick Martin from East Greenwich.
There's Ryan Fortin, Londonderry.
Nathan Blades, the top main runner right there. Here's Bishop Hendrickens too.
Andrew Frezza right there.
Yeah, so now got to look at the team side of things.
Hall's number 2, Goldschmidt.
Hall's 3.
Hall's 3.
So Hall right now edging Hendricken, but Hendricken's 3 right behind them.
It's gonna get interesting.
This is where the team title will be decided in this last 1K here. A lot of team movement. There's Hendricken's 4.
Let's go! Hey,
Where's their 5? There's Hall's 4. Not probably about 10 spots back, and Hendricken's 5. So then Hall's 5th. It's between Hall and Hendricken here.
This last K, Hall and Hendricken are gonna go at it head to head.
Now up front.
I threw Ridgefield in there too. They're probably looking at the 3rd spot, maybe. It's pretty hard to keep track.
And that final home stretch can decide this meet for sure. There's a lot of runners from Hall and Hendricken within, 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah,
of each other.
they're not far apart in the scoring. There's probably 10-15 point swing easily if any one person can make a decent move.
I will say Berhanu Harriman in 3rd moved up quite a lot. He does have a good kick. Could potentially make a way into top 2.
Yeah, he always finishes really hard.
Runners with a little bit of mud on their legs. As you can see, the rain we've had the last few days has slowed down the course perhaps a bit. Not too bad.
I think the surface they're running on is drained pretty well, so definitely could have been worse.
Yeah, this trail section looks real good. Just the first little bit in the field is a little bit soft, but all this looks pretty good for some fast times. See how much they rip it up before the girls race though.
Devin Kipyego coming to the final straight.
First runner has entered the track.
Takes a look back. He knows he's alone. He's waving.
And Devin has a big lead. He's not going to get the course record that he was hoping for, but he's going to do a time in around just over 15:20.
See him finishing up your 2022 New England Boys Champion.
So unofficially 15:24 for Devin Kipyego.
Second place in view now. Third place, Harriman of New Hampshire. Fourth place, Patrick Gandini, New Hampshire. Fifth place, Aiden Cox, New Hampshire. Sixth place, Hall's number 1. Again, they're a team to watch. These guys working hard.
Yes,
Giardina
from Bishop Hendricken.
Another team to watch.
Looks like Staples from Connecticut. That's Nick Martin from East Greenwich coming across the line.
Hall, number 2. You can see everyone giving it everything they have to get across. Hall, number 3. Montpelier there. Hendrickson with 2 more. That's 3 for them.
And here's number 4 for Bishop Hendricken.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good. Freshman from Keene there. Hall, that's number 3 or 4.
And here's number 5 for Bishop Hendricken. So it looks like they might have the title, but we'll see later.
Yeah, definitely hard to tell. A lot of bodies. You never know who's an individual, who's on a team to displace. But you have to imagine they're in a real good spot.
And here's our first LaSalle runner. LaSalle ran into a bit of bad luck. 3 of their top 5 are not here today.
Wow.
They're coming in bunches. We got Hendricken's 6th and 7th guy coming across the line right now.
Yeah, you can really see everyone had someone to run with today. Everyone was able to, really go for that PR and have a good race. Big crowd here, giving them a lot of energy. A lot of guys, their season ends today. Some looking to continue on to regionals.
And you know what? Perfect weather too. I mean, a little windy, but they got some good conditions here today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you look at the forecast a week ago. This was going to be a downpour, and it ended up being pretty remarkable. Again, the course, fantastic conditions, everything considered. You know, a few wet spots here and there in the grass, but for the most part, it's a fast course today.
Yeah, and this is one of those courses that drains well, so these runners, I'm sure, didn't encounter any puddles or anything like that out on the course.
Go! Keep moving! Keep moving!
It's always great to see the faces of some of these competitors as they cross the line, pretty happy with their time or their performance, and you know, so I'm just happy to be done for the year.
Absolutely. Got a few weeks off until the indoor season for most.
But what an accomplishment just to get here. It's pretty hard, you know, individually or as a team to make it through the gauntlet within your state. So definite shout out to all these boys competing right now.
Keep moving! Keep moving! Keep moving! Don't stop!
I do know that for some of the Rhode Island guys, Devin Kipyego going to Nike Northeast Regionals, he wants to win a national title. And then Richard Pendrican, as they always do, they're going to the regionals too, the Nike regionals, and hoping to earn a spot down in Portland.
Yeah, I know of that top 5. There's probably 3, 4, or all 5 of them are going into the Nike Cross Regionals. So we'll be able to kind of track their progress from there. You know, some of them will have that team attached to them too. And I tell you, I think having a team with you, it definitely helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Runners are approaching and remaining.
Helps with nerves, helps with just your normal pre-meet routine, and just having someone to joke around with. But we can see, like, easily majority of the guys are beyond us, and there was no stop. You know, from the first 5 guys, a little bit of separation, and then it's just all filled in with it, and that's what you love to see at a cross-country race. Nice and competitive for everyone involved, and you know, Kipyego was out well. He was impressive, and you know, he has been all year long, so that's not really a surprise.
Yeah, Devin he's an ultra confident kid. I mean, any race he goes into, he expects to win. He wanted to get Edward Cheserek's record in Manhattan. He wins one of the most prestigious meets in the country, and was actually disappointed because he didn't get the record.
Yeah. I do want to also mention our second place, Steven Hergenrother. Think something like that. Sorry about that, Steven, but incredible race from you as well. I didn't get to throw your name out there at the end, but you showed that you're a force to reckon with, so nice job to him as well. But, you know, 15:24.7 from Kipyego up front, 15:37. But real impressive, and you know, that's it. That's as quick as it happens. That was your 2022 Boys New England Championship. On to the girls.